but which worked out fine because I've been invited to another podcast at
Oh,
India 8 o'clock, so it worked completely fine. Not on my
awesome.
channel, but someone else's channel. So
Awesome.
so it kind of worked out. और कल भी मेरा podcast है, but which worked out fine because I've been invited to ये मेरा.
Yeah, I guess we are live.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
So let me open up YouTube and see like chat वगैरह. I can only see from there, right?
हाँ, only there, right? Okay, so we'll just begin. ठीक है? I've already made you host, but I would like to
Yeah.
introduce myself and you both because
Yeah.
कभी हो सकता है कि आपके followers मुझे नहीं जानते मैं क्या करती हूँ. So first, obviously, guest को introduce करेंगे. So this is Varun Raikar. He's a Meta certified AR creator. He has worked with Meta, Instagram, T-Series, Discovery, Lenskart, Yatra, Josh, and more. He was also featured in Fuel for India 2021. So welcome, Varun. Thank you so much for doing this. And even I'm excited to learn because मुझे कुछ ज़्यादा जानकारी नहीं है. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah, always a pleasure. But yeah, hi guys, my name is Varun Raikar. So I'm an AR creator. I've been making AR effects or AR filters for social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook for more than 2 years now. And my education background is I have studied mechanical engineering, so that is completely different from what I do.
Okay.
That just proves to go like you can start AR, doesn't matter which background you come from.
Right.
So
but even if you like, main question would be, is it do you get well paid? What about the money part of it? How is it? It's not a very common profession, right?
Yeah, it's not a very common profession. You need to have, it's mostly the skills that you need to have. And right now, let's talk about the income. Like I am able to make a living out of this. When I started out, like right now I do not have any other source. Like I have multiple sources, but all of those sources are based on AR itself.
Okay.
So yeah.
You had like a presentation, right, to introduce what do you do and all. So
yeah.
मुझे बताना कि when you say कि with AR related you do other stuff, so we can give some idea to the children and the kids who want to get into it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just share my screen and let's go through the presentation. First, right now, like where can I see the chat? Like, can I open it on the phone?
On my YouTube, अभी तक कुछ नहीं आया. जब आएगा मैं आपको पूछ लूँगी.
Yeah. Okay.
1 minute. Somebody asked, is it pre-recorded? No, it's not pre-recorded. It's live.
It's not.
And I've given the the Zoom link on Insta, in Linktree, on YouTube community. मतलब तुम लोग कुछ नहीं हो, कोई check नहीं करता.
Just go on the Instagram and join in from there. Right now we have Pranjal here. Yeah. So awesome. So shall I directly share my screen and just quickly go through the contents of this?
Yeah. I'm just going to tag you just in case any of your on your channel.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you shared it in your channel.
I have not listed. My channel has been very inactive from almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, first we'll go through this, and then once I go through this presentation, you can ask any questions and you can discuss about the what are the like am I able to make a living, or like if what is the difficulty for a newcomer, those kind of things. You definitely will have questions after this. So yeah, let's share the screen and yes, you can see this, right?
Right.
Awesome. So welcome everybody to Augmented Reality 101. This is going to be a short introduction to augmented reality, and I'll promise you that by the end of this you'll definitely be interested in augmented reality. And right now you're using augmented reality in your day-to-day lives a lot through social media platforms, and this usage of AR will just go up with time. So let's now start. Today's agenda is this. I'll go through my journey of how I started in this field, because this is not a very conventional field as of now. This will be this will have more jobs and stuff in the future, but as of now, very few people in the world are doing this. In India also, very few people are doing this and are able to are successful in this field. So I'll go through my journey, and we'll go through augmented understanding of augmented reality, what is augmented reality and how it works, and some applications. Then we'll learn about AR and VR, because sometimes what people do is they use both of this interchangeably. They'll say ek VR filter bana do. It's not VR filter, it's AR. There's a huge difference between them. I'll talk about them when we go to that section. And then finally we have tools for augmented reality. In this mainly we'll discuss about tools for social AR, that is TikTok, Instagram, and TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. These are the main social media platforms that are using augmented reality right now, as in the form of filters. These filters are also called as filters, effects, or lenses.
Okay.
There is multiple terms, but the underlying thing is they are experiences. They give the user a experience whenever the user uses that effect. Yeah. So we'll go through those common terms, and yeah, my journey. So I started YouTube back in 2014. I used to make these tech videos because from the start I was very interested in new tech. So I used to make how do you flash this new ROM, what apps you can use to maximize your phone's usage, those kind of videos from 2014 to 2019. That's where I learned photo editing, video editing, and animation. If you go back to my channel, there are videos like 5-6 years ago also. From that I got to know the creative process, that you do photo editing, video editing, and animation. I just fell in love with the process because it's very fun to make one video. To make one YouTube video, it takes 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
It
you
doesn't
mean
take
the filter, or what do you mean? What video you mean?
just a normal YouTube video, right? You have to shoot, you have to edit, you have to add
I don't know यार,
animations.
2-3 days तो ठीक है. I know लोगों को लगता है content creation easy है, but it's one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
अपनी retakes takes करने के बाद फिर उसको
Uh,
edit करो. Oh my god, it's so tiring.
yeah, it's actually easier for Instagram, I feel, but for YouTube, people doesn't come on YouTube for just for just browsing through those videos. People come on YouTube to look for solution to their problem or to get entertained for a prolonged period of time. So let's say 10 minutes or 20 minutes कुछ comedy sketch देख लिया, फिर stand up comedy देख लिया, या फिर they have a problem that they want to learn something, they'll come for that tutorial on YouTube. Mainly the most useful thing to do on YouTube is learn something.
Right.
Yeah, learn something. Like you have all of these people. You also do a lot of podcasts, like to pick brains of experts, and that way people are learning. Other than that, people don't come for quick things. And to make sure that people are learning properly, you need to have a structure, you need to have a script and everything. So that is why it takes a lot of time to make a YouTube video. Instagram, it's just a 1 minute or 30 seconds. It also takes efforts, but I feel it's less compared to YouTube. But yeah, this is what I used to do back in 2014, 2019. Okay. Then I picked up 3D because I was like, I learned pretty much 2D, all the 2D things, that is photo, video, and animation. Then I picked up 3D, and then I did some tutorials on 3D. Okay. But the main problem with 3D was the tools. At that time, Blender is amazing. Blender is a free 3D tool which lets you make amazing 3D renders and animations. But you also need a very, very powerful PC. So let's say you are making an animation. It takes 20 hours to render a 10-second animation.
Eh?
It's a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like a high quality animation. If you go back on my Instagram account, you can see those animation. I used to wait 20 hours, 30 hours just to render this 10-15 second footage.
Wow.
It used to look very good, but it's a lot of time to wait. So then I was like, no, I want to create something quickly and share it with the world. And then through research, because I was always looking for ideas to make YouTube videos on, the process was something like this. I used to get interested, curious about something. I used to research about it. Then I used to make something out of that knowledge and make YouTube video of that. So it's like a pipeline that was going on back then. So I learned about this new tool called Spark AR by Facebook. At the time, Meta was called as Facebook. People still know Meta as Facebook. And they launched this tool called Spark AR, which allowed anyone on the internet on Instagram to make filters for Instagram
Okay.
and Facebook. This one tool can make filters for both the platforms. So then what I did is I did the natural thing. I downloaded the software and started playing around with it.
What software
Since
is Spark?
Spark AR, yeah. Since I already knew photo, video, animation, 3D, it became like very easy for me to
How
pick
did
that
you
up.
learn 3D animation?
I learned it on YouTube itself
YouTube
because
only. ऐसा नहीं कि
yeah,
कोई class join किया,
no,
nothing
no,
like that.
no.
Wow.
Like the main process of whenever I was making something in 3D or 2D, right? Whenever I'm making a YouTube video, I have the idea, I have the script ready, then I have to just learn the editing process. If I have to make some effect, then I'll go on YouTube and see how that's made.
Okay.
And in 3D also, I have the end goal in mind कि मुझे ऐसा कुछ artwork बनाना है end में. Then I used to go back from there. How do you do this? How do you make this material shine? Or how do you make this material pop out? How do you make the colors look good? So that I learned need to know basis. I didn't learn everything in one course and then do that. I used to learn ki, okay, I need to do this. What do I need to learn in order to get this result? So need to know basis. That's how I learned. So then what happened was I downloaded the software and I was learning it, but there was no tutorials at all.
Oh.
There was very little documentation at that time, and it was outdated. Right now it's very updated, but at that time it was outdated. This is back in 2019, 2020. Okay. So there were some Spanish tutorials at the time. So what I did is I went through them. I went through the documentation, whatever that was available, and I had these end goals. Ki I want to make this type of filter. I did those filter and made tutorials for those filter, and those blew up because कोई resource है ही नहीं YouTube पे. And English pe I made these tutorials only. Right now you can see on the screen I've got 1 2 3 4 5 or 6 tutorials. Those are the only tutorials I have, but those rank very at the top when you search for Spark AR tutorial because I made it very early. So this gave me clients because everyone wanted to get in AR and nobody knew ki who's the credible person to do AR for our brand. So since I had this, I got the work and I learned on the go itself. I used to get work and then learn how to do that particular effect that the client wants. So this is how I learned, and with this I also made a lot of my personal AR effects. You can see this, right? These are my very early, like these are made 1.5 years ago. The recent works are much better, but yeah, this is what I've made back then. And I used to experiment with different things. And these experiments also blew up on Instagram because of because the launch of Reels. TikTok got banned and Reels came in Instagram, and people started using these filters for their Reels. And right now, my filters collectively have a reach of over 1.5 billion.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
मेरे लिए कब filter बना रहे हो वो बताओ.
let's do this year itself. Yeah, because right now people are mostly engaging making content for Reels, right? These filters, what they do is they make the process of making the reel very easy. Okay. For example, let me tell you that there was a GTA trend going on, right? Where people used to get transformed into this GTA kind of character. So what I did was I identified that and I made a tutorial, not tutorial, I made a filter for that. So you can just tap, you just hold your phone like this, tap, and you'll be a GTA character, and the music and everything is already there for you. Only thing you need to do is tap and record yourself. That's it. How easy is that?
From where? Is it on Insta Reels or where?
It's on Instagram itself. I have not added that here, but yeah, like you can see it.
So
right?
Does Insta pay you for this?
No, because it's free to make, right?
Oh.
Anyone can pay. Anyone can make it. So Instagram doesn't pay. So I'll come to how do I actually make money, that part. Yeah. So here you can see I'm kind of this ghost rider kind of character in the second video, and everything is happening in real time. Nothing is recorded first, then processed. Everything is happening in real time. That is a major benefit of AR. And yeah, once I hit 1 billion impressions, Meta India contacted me. So they always get some work from their clients, like T Series and some other brands like influencers also. So what they did is they started giving that work directly to me.
Mm.
So that's how I earned like the big high ticket clients
Okay.
starting way. And then also because I had this credibility of Meta and Instagram, I was able to work with a lot of other brands, and also I already got brands through my YouTube tutorial.
Okay.
That's how I was able to make a living out of it in the past 2 years. 2020 was like, okay, it was like starting up. 2021 was like total crazy, total boom.
Okay.
You might have seen that journey uh, on my Instagram.
Right.
Because what happened was there was this event, Fuel for India 2021.
Right.
For that, I was featured as the only AR creator in India.
Wow.
And there were billboards in all over India, in newspapers, on ads, on Twitter trending everywhere.
Wow.
Because I was early in this field,
How
it felt awesome. It was overwhelming also because like for a 21-year, I at that time, like last year I was 21-year-old, right?
Okay.
So it felt a lot.
Ah.
Yeah. So this happened, and this gave me a lot of more opportunities as well because of this boost from Meta. And right now I'm planning. I have so much of work to do at the same time, but setting up team and everything. But yeah, this happened because I was early in this field, because nobody else was doing at the time. If I would have done something that is conventional, then I wouldn't have got all of this
Right. Right.
reach.
True.
Yeah. So this was my journey. Like all of this happened in past 2 years only. 2020, 2021, mostly because of the lockdown, because people were at home and they wanted to try something new, and these filters came up, and I also made some really creative ones at the time. The clone dance you see, right? If you go back here, you can the first one you can see the clone dance.
Right.
That is like super viral.
Okay.
If you take like 6 people who use Instagram, at least 4 or 3 people will definitely know that they have seen that kind of virality. So what that does is it makes a clone of yourself, and when you're at home, you're dancing. You feel like you're dancing with your clone, your aura, your other self.
Hmm.
So that's why people connected with it, and it became viral. So yeah, I've made filters like these.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, or anybody has any questions around
Yeah, there
this?
are some questions, but I just wanted to know that you said that you were the first one almost. Isn't that bizarre considering India is like so tech savvy and all? Ki
Yeah, yeah.
the
I,
timing.
like I was early, but there are people earlier than me as well.
Ah,
They are also skilled and all,
acha.
but like it's also a matter of you being at the right place at the right time.
Lot
So
of destiny also makes a difference. Huh?
yeah, it makes a difference, because people other than me didn't have this kind of social thing, social reach, I believe. Because earlier I had already made some YouTube stuff. I already had some audience of 1,000 or 2,000. So that kind of gave me the push
Okay.
over everybody else, the leverage. Yeah.
And you said you did work with so many brands. Do you have anything to show, or like it's going to be difficult to show?
They're not on this thing. They're not on this presentation, but all of them are present on Instagram, right? You can just go to the brand account and see the filter that is
Okay.
made by me. If you go to the discovery account, there you can see my picture in the
Okay.
filter section. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm,
what's next?
yeah. So yeah, this
You
happened,
want to take
and
some questions which people have asked?
yeah, sure.
Okay, before we, so what's the scope of artificial intelligence and data? I'm pursuing this branch and currently in second year. By the way, I love your videos. पता नहीं मुझे किसका videos पसंद है, पर I'm guessing मैं video बनाती हूँ. तो
Okay.
बताओ, what do you think? What is the scope
Artificial
of
intelligence
artificial and data?
is
Yeah.
and data science. I have actually dabbled a bit in that in my college days, like 2 years ago. But I feel right now the field is very crowded or saturated, because you ideally do not want to be at a place where there are too many people, and you have to identify these new opportunities right now. For example, AR, VR, MR, also Web3 is very new, and you can get into this and you can quickly become an authority in this. Always strive to become the early member and become authority figure. That is how you will get the most benefit. If you're just somebody like, let's say, right now there are so many people pursuing artificial intelligence, right? AI. But how do you become an authority figure in that? That is kind of difficult. I feel if you're early in something, if you're early in AI, then you could have done that. But right now, do AI and ML, but with that, identify something which complements this skill and also makes you an authority figure in that. It will take at least one year or one and a half year to for you to do that in an early field. For example, you can mix machine learning with AR and make machine learning effects. So, for example, there was this one filter on Lens Studio, that is Snapchat, that used to make you look like a Disney character. You have seen that, right?
I've made one. Yeah, I've made one like that.
Yeah,
With princess. Yeah,
yeah, you have made one.
so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So that filter, it uses machine learning and AI. So you can use this skill and combine it with AR and do things in real time
Okay.
rather than doing like rather than going for conventional job. I feel like that will give you a competitive edge, and there are few people doing that. You can try exploring this on the side with whatever you're doing currently. But yeah,
Yeah, rather than giving up what you're
yeah,
doing.
don't
Then
give up on that. I also didn't I had all of this working, but I didn't drop out of my engineering. I completed that with this itself, and now I have a degree and this as well.
Okay, nice. Okay, let's forward, go through. Then we'll ask, take the questions later. Let's watch your
Yeah,
presentation first.
yeah. So right now, what is augmented reality? Like, I want to ask from you guys first, like if you have any idea of what this means. I want to know from you. Let me open up chat on my phone and see if I
Guys,
can.
what is augmented reality? जल्दी जल्दी बताओ चैट में, Zoom पे जितने लोग हैं बताओ हमको कि augmented reality क्या है? किसको पता है? What do you think it is? Come on. कोई तो लिखो हाँ. Soham, he will reply to your questions after the presentation. पहले ये
Which
reply
tools?
करो. What is augmented reality? किसको पता है? जब तक ये लोग बोलेंगे तब तक शाम हो जाएगी.
हाँ.
ये लोग क्वेश्चंस ही पूछ रहे हैं, इनको
Yeah,
आंसर.
UIUX will be
चलो
helpful.
तुम ही बता दो क्या है.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let me take myself. So AR is the tech that allows us to overlay digital information on top of our physical environment in real time. That's it.
So overlay digital information, like suppose मेरा ये physical environment है, इसके ऊपर overlay मतलब उसके ऊपर digital
let's say
information.
a sunglass, okay, a 3D sunglass that will be on your eyes, right? That is a digital information that is being overlaid in your physical on your physical environment in real time. It's not like you have to record a video, then it will process and then it will give you an output. It is all happening in real time. That is the advantage of AR. Nothing is like nothing takes up say a processing time. Everything is happening in real time because our phones are too powerful. Like our phones are capable of running AR in real time. Yeah. So this is the basic definition of AR. If anyone asks you this, you can tell this. So yeah. So AR mainly works on tracking. So whatever you're seeing right now, this me, it is called a scene.
Okay.
This is a scene, and we have a bunch of things in this scene. We have me, my face, my background. So what AR can do is AR can identify with the help of trackers. Trackers means tracking something, right? AR can track people, AR can track plane. Plane, what I mean is this wall, okay? Right now, yeah. Yeah, this wall you can see, right? This is called a vertical plane.
Okay.
If you see a floor, that is a horizontal plane. Yeah. Are you getting any fan noise, by the way?
Sorry?
Are you getting any fan noise from my audio?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is a vertical plane, and we also have horizontal planes. That is called plane tracking. Then we have got target tracking. So let's say I wanted to track this logo, the triangular logo that is on my chest right now. You can track this with AR and place something on top of this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show examples of this. Then this idea will be more clear to you. Right now we have three kinds of tracking in AR: people tracking, plane, and target tracking. Target tracking, also known as image tracking. Yeah.
Question. So plane tracking you said was horizontal and vertical. So
Planes.
horizontal you said was the floor.
Oh, yeah,
and
floor, table, car, top.
vertical is the wall and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. People tracking is very simple.
Hmm.
Here you can see a guy's hand is being tracked, and we can place some fire or some ice there on the hand, and it looks really cool. You can do some actions with it. For example, in cricket terms, so let's say you want to build an effect for an IPL team. Okay, so someone say the effect gives you some balls, and you have to move your hand and catch that ball. It would be so cool. It's like you are in that stadium itself and the ball is coming at you and you're catching that and you're doing the same action. But all of this is happening in your home or wherever you are with AR. Like it's so cool, right? We can do that with hand tracking. Then we have got face tracking. Here you can see the filter is giving the facial expression, eyes. We can also track nose, mouth, eyelids, ears, those kind of things. And once we have this information, we can do a bunch of things. We can do beautification. You might have already seen beauty filters on Instagram, right? This is what they use. They use face tracking and then they overlay digital information on that, like smoothing and everything. Then we also have body tracking. Here you can see a digital clothing on the body of the user, and these are some of the organic clothing style that the digital fashion is going towards right now. If you go into the space of the digital fashion, this is the kind of design that they're making. Yeah, so these are like a few examples of people tracking. One we are tracking face, another one we are tracking hand, and the third one we are tracking the body itself. Yeah.
But in this, doesn't the phone have to be like super good quality to even like match up to the, I mean, the filter is there, but you need to have a good phone for this, right?
Yeah. So I'll tell you which requires, right now the face tracking requires the least resources. Okay. Because the model is so good. Yeah, sorry. The model is so good that it can work on even low-end phones.
Okay.
But hand tracking and body tracking requires a bit more computational power. Hand tracking right now works very well on iPhone 13 Pro or 12 Pro, but not really great on the older Android phones or mid-range Android phones. It doesn't even start. That is kind of the problem that these AR companies are solving right now, like Meta, Snapchat, TikTok. So ideally they want everyone to use all of these capabilities, right. But the resources required are very high. Let's say that. Yeah. And next we have got plane tracking. As I've mentioned, in plane tracking we track horizontal surfaces and vertical surfaces. Here in the video, if you see a horizontal top of a table is being first it's being tracked, and then the digital information is being overlaid on top of it. You can see how a laptop would look in your home. This is very useful for interior designers, by the way, so they can see how the finished product would look like even before having all those physical products.
Wow.
Yeah. And this we can easily do with Spark AR also. It's very easy to make.
So you can like, suppose like now right, I was telling you I'm moving to Dubai, right? So imagine the house is empty, and I want to do something like this. I saw a sofa somewhere, and I want to see how it looks. So how is that done? Like, interior design, how would a layperson use this?
Yeah,
so an app for us.
The app should ideally be created by the furniture manufacturer themselves, because right now these companies are already making AR apps. So if they have an app, you can select that furniture and come in your, like in your home, you can just click on that and see that how it looks in your environment.
Actually, that's such a good business to have, right? Restaurants, homes. So
it's useful for everyone. You see the
like,
potential of AR, right?
exactly. There's
A
like so
lot.
much potential. Any restaurant you're opening, any school you're opening, any hotel you're opening, you can just use these filters. So everybody, this looks like the career which
Yeah,
will all. It's not going to die down. It will
yeah.
only
It's
get
not.
better. It
Yeah,
will only get
I
better.
don't think there's another world like without AR. There's no world without AR, and we are only moving towards that. And what might happen is we might lose our phones. And right now, Apple is already working on their AR glasses, so you can have these glasses instead of holding your phone and doing all this. You can have the glasses and move around. See how this virtual, this new world looks.
Right.
Yeah,
We
we are
play
using
those
it.
virtual games, no, with the chashma, and we used to have the 3D TV also, but it was so painful on the eyes. I just
Yeah, yeah.
only
That
for
is
a
the
movie theater you can do, but at home we tried it.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. And VR also, we'll come to the VR part. There's a bit of difference in that.
Right.
And AR essentially what it's doing is it is enhancing your real world experience.
Okay.
So yeah, right now you cannot have that physical product in your home because of some reason it's very far or something, but you can have the digital version of that and see how it looks, right? It is solving a problem. And that is like that has a huge potential for earning for like there are a lot of opportunities. And I'll talk about the AR is just not one skill, it's 5 skills actually. You need to know 5 different things to be able to to do good in AR.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
What are
simple to get
those?
started, but difficult to get to an expert level.
What is those? What are the 5 ones? The skills?
Yeah, I'll talk about this
Is there,
after the
right?
tracking. Yeah,
Don't forget. I'm just trying to remind.
yeah. Next, the third and the last is target tracking. So here, if you see that we have a picture. So let me open that again. Yeah, here if you see that we have a picture and some 3D information is tracked to that picture. That is net porter, right? We have that, but this information is tracked to that. Wherever that text goes, that 3D environment will also go with it. So let's say you have a shoe box, okay, Nike shoe box, and the customer opens up that box and they have this logo at the top. If you scan that logo, your shoe will come within the box virtually and it will glow, and different parts will open up in your home itself. For a customer, that is such a good experience.
Right.
Instead of just opening up, he or she can see different parts of it.
Okay.
It opens up so many opportunities. But the only thing is technical skill is required to do all of this.
That's what we'll talk about that also. Like कि सबको लग रहा है हम सब कर सकते हैं, but not everybody
Skill
is.
which है ना, like,
Yeah.
3D
You have
unit,
to have
3D
that
tool.
inclination also.
Yeah.
Towards technical stuff.
Yeah. So that, and next, this is about like 3 types of tracking: people tracking, plane tracking, and target tracking. And let me talk about the 5 different skills AR is made up of. Okay. So when we tell augmented reality, right, it has these 5 skills. First is you need to have the knowledge of 3D, 3D design, that is designing in Blender, Cinema 4D, or Maya. These are the 3D tools. And you also need to have a design knowledge of 2D design, that is using Figma or using Photoshop. Right now, this is also called as a graphic designer or a UI UX designer. You need to have knowledge of that as well. Since I've done all of
Is there
this,
a screen with all this, or you're just telling them this?
I like right now. I'm telling that I have all of them. Like,
Can I like maybe we can try to write it here? I don't know. I'm trying to. What was it you said? 5 things, right?
5 things. First is 3D
See whether I
design.
can text. 1 minute. Let's text.
Yeah, you can probably add this in
3D
chat.
design, right?
Yeah.
3D design. Okay. का spelling भूल गई मैं फिलहाल.
I can give the, like I say, I can write and give you a
3D design.
text. Yeah.
Then
in 3D design we have tools.
What were you saying? What tools?
Blender.
Okay.
Cinema 4D.
Okay. Then
and Maya. These are the main 3D tools. Yeah, MAY.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said 2D design.
2D design. Yeah.
Okay.
2D design. It is also known as graphic designer or UI UX designer. Yeah. So for that, you can use tools like Figma, Figma.
Figma.
Yeah.
एक
Photoshop.
minute. Okay.
Or Figma, Photoshop. You can even use Canva.
Canva. I know how to use Canva. That's the only thing I know how to use.
Yeah,
Thoda bahut, not much, but yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Like on phone, you can use PixArt because PixArt is also very powerful tool.
Okay. I have PixArt. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sometimes I use that. Yeah.
Yeah, for textures, you can use that.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite
Yeah.
nice.
And yeah, this is about the 3D and 2D. Then you also need to have the knowledge of
It chala jata hai. You cannot keep it. Oh, it's there. Okay. Thank you.
yeah, I can also give it later after the live is over.
Ah,
And then you need to have knowledge of game mechanics, that is game building.
एक second. Let me. Okay. Game mechanics.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, in game mechanics, you need to have the knowledge of logic building, right? How will some logic? How will you need, like, instead of game mechanics, we can call this programming as well.
Okay. You should know programming.
Yeah. Not necessarily code, but there are different kinds of programming available. Like after this, we'll see that we have something called as visual programming using nodes and patches.
So you have that
Yeah, in Spark, we have that.
visual. What do you say?
Visual programming. Yeah. And JavaScript, TypeScript as well. We have this. We have 2D, 3D. This is good enough to get started. Then the other two things are mostly creative things. So you need to have some kind of knowledge of marketing. So these are the AR experiences that are made for audience, right? So you need to understand the psychology of audience, ki how where will be the hierarchy of the user. Ki this is also known as user experience design or storyboarding. I think we have some lag.
Yeah. अभी सुनाई दे रहा है ना?
Yeah, fourth one you can write it down as storyboarding. Yeah, and the fifth one is mainly it's a role of creative lead. So you need to have a way of generating ideas. So I'm not sure exactly how do I describe that in a role.
Sorry, what is that you said? What do you want? Can you explain?
The fifth one, creative lead. So you need some way of generating these ideas, right? So
like those people who on Insta keep saying, check this website out, is that like called a creative lead?
No, they're just researching and giving that information. Like they're not making anything new. So here we are making something new.
Okay.
Creative lead. Just write it down as creative thinking. That is the skill that you require.
Okay.
So here there are concepts like lateral thinking or concept of 8, where you come up with new 8 different concepts that are unrelated but are achieving the same goal. So you need to do a bit more research on creative thinking. So if you have these 5 skills, then you can make amazing AR experiences. But it will take time to learn all of these.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So this is what I use. There might be 6 or 7, but this is the 5 I use, and I've been using from past 2 years. And I learned them on the go. And since I'm self-taught, right, all of the information is experiential. So yeah.
Are there any schools, colleges, or whatever in India to teach all this?
No. Right now, I don't think anybody teaches Spark AR. Like there are some courses on Spark AR provided by Spark themselves. There are some courses, and I also do some workshops here and there. I did one workshop back in 2020. I did 2 more in 2022, so 2021, and one more back in Feb. So I'll do one more in April.
Okay. How many days is that course generally?
Workshop is just 3 days, going through the basic things and making 5 basic filters, and then I go through small mini cohort where I teach them advanced effects like hand tracking, body tracking effects. So that kind of thing. Yeah. I'll have that probably in April. Not right now, not in March.
Generally, what is the cost of these courses?
Uh, the workshop is 1,000 to 1,500,
Okay.
and the mini cohort I haven't decided yet because that is a 4 week thing. This is just 3 days. That is 4 week. So I need to decide on the cost and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you do it, let me know.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
promote it,
Yeah.
and of course, I want to gift it to some of the team members that I have who work so hard. I'm sure they would like to learn. So I'll,
They'll definitely like to learn AR, and yeah, because if I see my YouTube comments, right, people are generally these agencies that are their marketing agencies, they are forcing their interns or their employees to make AR filter. They don't know what to do, and they come in my YouTube tutorials and they're like, "Bhaiya, kaise karte ho, bata do." And like, then I help them in the DMs or anything on Instagram. But like, I want to solve this problem, that is the gap that is being there. And
right.
since I already have this authority, right, that I've built, it's it's a good thing. I feel I should do rather than just working for my clients. I can also teach some people what I do, like how I do it, that kind of thing. And yeah, then let me cover this quickly. Difference between augmented reality and virtual reality. This session might be very information heavy. There's so much being thrown at you. You can also watch it later. Since this is live, it will be recorded on YouTube. Yeah. So difference between AR and VR, right? I'll give you a simple explanation for this. AR requires a camera. Right now, this is a camera that is like that is in front of me, and I'm in this scene. And AR requires a camera so that it can capture the scene, and then we can study the scene. We can track the scene, right? VR, it's completely different. VR requires a display. For example, we have VR headsets, right? You wear that headset will have a display within it, and you go into the completely new virtual world. In AR, you are not going into the new world. You are experiencing things in your own world itself, in this physical world, on top of this physical world. It's like in AR you have this power of you are the creator of this new reality. You have this godlike powers key. uh, you can change the color of things. You can make new things appear. So you are the creator of this new environment, right? So AR will require a camera and VR will require a display, and they both will require some proximity sensor, compass, GPS sensor to know the exact location of your device. And if you rotate like this or like this, and the scene will accommodate for that. Yeah.
So
So
tell me, I play this, what do you call, वो क्या था, Xbox, right? तो
yeah.
जहाँ पे वो Xbox के तुम bowling कर रहे हो and darts खेल रहे हो, वो virtual reality हुआ कि क्योंकि कुछ पहन नहीं रहे हो, but like it's sensing your body and your where you're standing. So what is that considered? Because that also like filters is like looking at your body and where you're,
it is not actually looking at your body. I feel like right now you have these controllers, right? It is
No,
studying
this
that
one was without the controller. So
without the controller.
हाँ,
Xbox.
जो पहले वाला था वर्जन, अब आया है कंट्रोलर वाला, राइट? जो
हाँ.
तुमको जो हाथ में
Yeah.
पकड़ना।
हाँ.
The first one you could do boxing and खुद का ही हाथ यूज कर रहे हो, टेनिस तुम अपना हाथ से खेल रहे
Yeah,
हो।
then it will be
हाँ,
MR actually. So it's a MR, mixed reality.
oh,
So we have AR. The AR is studying your scene, and then it is sending that to this virtual information, virtual world. That is your game. It is studying AR. Like MR is a common term, like for AR and VR combined.
okay.
We have AR as well to study your scene, and we have VR. We get that like whatever information from the real world, we send that to the virtual world.
Okay.
In the game, the actual thing is happening, right?
Right.
So yeah, that is MR, and we use the term XR as an overarching umbrella for all these terms: AR, VR, XR.
वो क्या होता है?
Extended reality. XR is also known as extended reality.
Okay.
So
And
XR is a general term used to refer AR, VR, and MR.
अच्छा.
So let's say if I tell myself as an XR creator, I might be an AR creator, I might be a VR creator. Say common umbrella. under which become like XR, AR, VR, MR तीनों आते हैं उसमें. Yeah. So here is some example of augmented reality. Here you can see that we have this world, right? And we have this digital information on top of that. We have these virtual butterflies. This is augmented reality. In virtual reality, we need to wear these glasses, wear these headsets, and we go into this new immersive world itself. Your physical environment does not matter at all. So yeah, these are the main differences between AR and VR. So I hope people got some idea of the like what is exactly AR and what is VR, because don't use these terms interchangeably because they are very different.
Right.
Yeah.
And you said AR is so new, so MR तो और भी new होगा, right? To mix both
बहुत.
and
Yeah. Why the main problem that is right now is the devices and mass. VR, maybe that is a problem. Not everybody has VR headsets. That is why it's not mainstream. AR though everybody has smartphone. Everybody can use these filters, right? And Instagram, like everybody has Instagram app. That's why AR is mainstream and has more opportunities. VR also has more opportunities, but I don't think it's mainstream right now. But it will be mainstream because of the gaming industry.
we have somebody who's unmuted themselves.
Yeah.
Who is this person? I have no clue.
Yeah, I muted them right now.
Okay, good. So tell me, these movies we see, all these Avengers, ये सब, ये क्या है? ये जो special effects, उसको क्या बोलते हैं?
Those are called CGI.
Okay, वो so that suppose आप ये कर रहे हो, can you do that?
So that is not happening in real time. They shoot some footage, they edit it, they process it, then they send it. Right? It is not real time. If VR जो भी हो रहा है, AR जो भी हो रहा है, everything is happening in real time.
अच्छा, got it.
Movies में you have to shoot, edit, cut, सब करो. It's called CGI. That will come under the 3D rendering that I was talking about earlier, right? I have to wait 20 hours to render one footage. That is what it is.
Oh, got it. That though must be taking so much time. Now I understood why it was taking so much time, because after you shoot it and to change
the end result is very, very amazing looking, right?
Right.
The Avengers, like that is not we are moving towards that. Ki AR will also have that kind of that kind of realism to it. But right now it's difficult to make because it has to be processed in real time.
Right.
How do you make that?
Right.
So yeah.
Are you planning to get into that?
Yeah, I have. I'm learning a bit about it, but yeah. Okay. Right now, my main thing is mostly AR and VR. That's it. VR I have not started yet, but I will start like this year itself. Because that also I don't think nobody is authority figure in India. At least there are some agencies and companies, but as an influencer I can build influence in that field if I know as much as about like building something or making these virtual worlds. If I know how to make them, then I can.
CGI की बात कर रहे हो?
VR की बात. CGI में there are already like
Shahrukh Khan's company, that's the one, right? वो जो करता है
Red Chili VFX, I guess. Yeah. So finally we come to the tools of social AR. For making filters for Snapchat, for Instagram and Facebook, you can use Spark AR. For making filters for Snapchat, you can use Lens Studio. For making filters for TikTok, you can use Effect House. So TikTok right now is banned in India, so I actually haven't used Effect House. I've only used Lens Studio and Spark AR.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the tools, and let us quickly open up Spark and go through some of the tools. Let me stop screen share. एक सेकंड.
किसी ने लिखा है मैम गॉट अ नाइस बैकग्राउंड. नहीं, एक्चुअली मेरा वाईफाई उस कमरे का नहीं चल रहा था, तो आई हैड टू मूव एंड पीछे फिर मैंने पौधा लगा दिया क्योंकि डोर्स एंड ऑल. वो वाला जो रूम है वहाँ का जो वाईफाई था 3 दिन से नहीं चल रहा है. जकार्ता में इतनी बारिश हो रही है कि पूछो मत. सो या दैट्स द रीजन, एंड आई थिंक वरुण इज टेकिंग अ ब्रेक, सो टिल देन हम लोग वार्तालाप कर सकते हैं. हाँ बाबा, एनीहू मैंने क्वेश्चन, तुमको पता है मैं कभी क्वेश्चन किसी का छोड़ती हूँ क्या? Unless I'm like overwhelmed with the questions and I'm exhausted, I never forget the questions that have been asked. I always reply to the question, चाहे वो guest हो
Yo.
या मैं हूँ. Okay, so is that your presentation is done?
Yeah, presentation is done. Right now I'm opening up Spark and showing you some
Oh, nice.
simple things. Yeah.
So kind of you, very nice of you. Thank you so much.
Spark, yeah, Studio, yes. I think you can see the screen.
Yeah, can.
Yeah. So this is the screen that you get once you open up Spark, yeah. And right now I'm using version 132. This is how the interface looks like. We have some templates to get started quickly, and we also have some blank experiences here. Sharing experience means right now here the experience refers to the term filters or effects, what we call, right? Here it is referred to as experience.
Okay.
So yeah, sharing experience, video calling experience. And we have got some learn section where Spark AR has some tutorials for you where you can learn. These are like recently updated, and these are really good resources to learn right now. And we have got some recent projects that I've worked on.
Okay.
And let me open
I
up
didn't understand this sharing experience. Matlab, what is
sharing
it?
experience. Matlab, forget the word experience. Just know them as filters. Okay.
Okay.
Here, if you click on this, it will let you create. It will give you a base template to create filters for Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
For Instagram, it is like experiences can be used on stories, posts, and the messages.
Okay.
Yeah. And video calling experiences, whenever you're video calling someone, you can have these hats on your head, or they can have some other hat. So you can also build that, but that is very complex and requires code. So let's not go there right now. So let me open up this sharing experience and show you a simple face mask effect. How simple is that? So I have these videos here, right? Here you can see one video. If I click here, I've got these multiple videos. These are called as simulator videos.
Cannot see anything. FYI.
Okay, you cannot see this.
No.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the window changed. Yeah, right now you can see this, right? We have this huge interface, and in the middle we have a viewport. On the top here you can see it's called viewport, and it's a 3D space. I can move around the 3D space by holding my right mouse button, and I can pan around by using my middle mouse button, and yeah, rotate and pan around this. And then we have a preview window over here. Here you can see a video that is being played. This is our user. This is a test subject. Okay. Here we can put on face effects. And here right now we'll make a face mask on top of this user. So on the left we have our scene panel. I'm quickly going through stuff, just because it will take a lot of time just to explain the interface because it's so huge. But I'm just going to the main things. So we have the scene tab, we have a layers tab, and if you use any textures or animations or scripts or 3D objects, you'll see that in the asset panel at the bottom over here. So let's right now add a beautification to her face. Let's choose some other face. So let's choose this face. Yeah. So let's add beautification. So right now what we'll do is we need to, in order to add beautification, we need to have the user's face information, right? So for that, we'll use face tracker, as simple as that. So go into add, go into a scene understanding, and add a face tracker. So you can see there is this gizmo over here with these 3 axes, X, Y, and Z, that is tracking the face. So we are getting the face information right now. Next, what we will do is we'll add some face mesh on this. So I right click on the face tracker, go to add object and add a face mesh. So this face mesh is a 3D object which is inbuilt in Spark AR Studio. And what it does, it wraps around the user's face, and as the user does some expression, it warps.
Okay.
It changes its shape according to the user's expression. So let's say if I change it to my video right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Right now I'm opening up my mouth and moving here, right? It is it is changing its shape according to my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now what I can do is I can go
How
into
did you
material.
manage to switch to your screen from there? What did you select?
At the top we have this video. At the left side we have this video option.
Uh-huh.
Here we have cameras, right? I have all of these webcams.
Uh-huh.
So I
Okay.
selected my webcam.
Acha.
And
Interesting.
we can also select these videos.
Okay.
If you want to do it in real time, then you can select your webcam. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we'll add beautification to this. So select a face mesh, and you can see right now you can see a checkerboard pattern,
Right.
which means it does not have any material.
Okay. Okay.
What a material means, imagine a material as a skin to a
Hmm.
3D object or 2D object. Material is the skin that gives it a visual representation.
Good.
So let's add a material to this. So go into this materials at the at the right side. Here you can see a panel, right? This panel is called as inspector panel, where you'll see the properties of the objects that you have selected. Yeah, right now I have selected face mesh. I'm seeing all of these properties of the face mesh. So let's add a material to this. Click on this plus icon and I have added a material to this. So this is a standard material.
Right.
It has some kind of shadow. It has some kind of reflection to it. It is reacting to these two lights that are in the scene. So if I change the color of this light,
Oh, nice.
so this is the color of the face mesh will also change.
Nice.
It's very simple actually to make these kind of things.
Sure.
But yeah, to
Because you're
make them
working so
look very,
often, that's why it's simple for you.
yeah. Now let's instead of doing something complex, let's make first let's add retouching, that is skin smoothing. So select the face mesh and we have already given a material. I'm double clicking on the material, by the way, and let's rename this as retouch, because it's what we are adding is we are adding a face smooth skin. So go to shader type and change that to retouching. And here you can see skin smoothing. I can increase that to like 100%. So right now you'll see the difference. Okay, if I enable and disable this is before and this is after. Like my skin is already smooth in this thing, but
It gets smooth.
it
I
gets even smoother. Yeah,
Yeah.
people love using these kind of effects, which make them look very good on social
Right.
media.
Right.
Yeah. So this is how they do it. It's very simple. That's this effect. And let me open up something. Let me open up and show you this thing. Yeah. So let's say you want to have a sticker on your face. Okay. So I have this image over here. I'll drag that image in the Spark here. You can see this image at the bottom right side.
Right.
Yeah. There are these two stickers. So let me go to face tracker and add another face mesh and again add a material to it. Go to materials, create new material and change the material type to flat. I'm doing this fast, but you'll understand once it's done. And change the texture to this. Right now, you have this face sticker on your face. This is how it looks, and it's so simple to create. It took me like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes.
How much money this damn app must be making, because everybody would want to use this, right? It's making life so simple. I mean,
it's making the process very simple.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you can. These are very simple filters. I've made like complex stuff that will take like a week or 10 days. Will take a lot of time, but yeah. So this is how you can create simple effects. Nice. And let's say we wanted to add a metallic face. So let's remove this for now. Let's add another one. Let's call it metal and create a material for the metal. And change the shader type to physically based, because metal will be very reflective and will have roughness values to it. So we have changed it to physically based. Physically based materials means which will have metallic roughness and occlusion properties and which will reflect to light. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll add an environment, because we need an environment to make it look metallic. So enable the environment. Go into the search AR library. We have something called as AR library by Spark itself, which will give you some environment textures. So let's select this one, sunset, import it, and I can increase this, and it will be metallic kind of finish.
Wow.
I can make lots of amazing things with it.
What is the sunset got to do with this to give that glow? Is it?
Yeah, you can the sunset is kind of reflecting here. So
Okay.
if I go into environment and change this, it is a sunset picture.
Okay.
Here you can see that picture right at the bottom right side.
Not really. Now we can.
Yeah, that picture is being reflected on the surface.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this is how you can achieve metallic surfaces, and you can also change its color. Like vision from Marvel or something like that.
Nice.
Can do things, lots of amazing things. This is just the peak, 1%. Yeah.
I think the peak that you're given, I think it will the peak will increase of people wanting to be part of this field.
Yeah. I'm also I'll be like once I'm done with like the work that I have right now, and once I shift to Bangalore, and I'll be making lots of tutorials, because people would definitely love to learn this, and if they learn this, then they can express their creativity in this new art form, right? AR.
Right.
Yeah, it has huge potential. Yeah.
I can
And
see.
yeah, this is a simple thing, but you can go on my channel and have some tutorials, and you can refer to that and create something useful. So like if you want to create that randomizer effect on your head, but I think I got cut off.
No, I can hear you, but it's
Okay.
like little toot cut kya hai.
Abhi theek hai?
Could be yours. Abhi theek hai.
So if you want to make that randomizer effect where there's a image on top of your head and it shuffles, you can go on my channel and have that tutorial ready. You can watch that and make some things. And I'll also conduct a workshop in April to teach you the basics and
Maybe
stuff,
you can
because
switch off this if you're sharing, because
what?
it's calling. If you've finished showing us this demo, then you
Yeah.
can stop sharing, so that I think it's taking a lot of bandwidth also. Achanak, it's going very slow.
Oh, okay, wait. I'll stop screen share right now.
Yeah.
Stop screen share. Start. Yeah.
Acha, okay. So that was really interesting. Even I got
It's a-
interested in it, but unfortunately, मेरे पास इतना वक्त नहीं होता करने के लिए. So
it takes time. So
I
you
would
have
have
to-
liked to, but there is no time to sit and
Yeah.
sure.
So this is.
So we have some questions. Do you have time to answer this, or you're running late?
Yeah. What are the questions?
That's what I want to just कहीं तो भी हाँ वो एक हमने question ले लिया था. Will there be a time when augmented reality would be indistinguishable from actual reality?
Yeah, possibly. Because
Right.
there will be all of these huge brands, Meta, Apple, Google, and Snapchat, and all of them are creating these AR glasses, right? Which you will wear, and you'll be able to experience this new world with AR and your physical world as well. So once that happens, and you'll be wearing these glasses all the time, then it will be difficult for you to distinguish what is the actual reality. Then you have to take off that glasses and see, okay, this is actually not real. That might happen. But yeah.
Okay. Somebody's written, anywho, I don't understand your question, but I'll still ask, art more or programming more? I'm guessing one should have knowledge of more of art or programming in this for this field.
Actually, you need more of creative knowledge, because these experiences like in the end, a user will be using it, right? The more creative you are, the better experience you're able to give them. So ideally you can like make things with the good creative knowledge, like art. You need very little like programming knowledge to get started, but if you want to make complex stuff, then you definitely need programming knowledge. That is what I would say.
For what I just saw, I have zero programming language skills.
Yeah.
But what you just taught, it can be done by me also.
Yeah,
right?
did you see me write any code? No.
Yeah, exactly. So it is doable.
It is doable. It is doable.
Somebody's
Main thing is
asking,
creativity.
okay, what do you think of metaverse? Will it change the future of technology?
Metaverse. Yeah, this imagine this. You're wearing these glasses and you're going around you're going around in your city, and you see these new things pop up in your environment. This is the one, but this is one kind of metaverse. And the second kind of metaverse is you wear the VR headsets and you go into this new reality. Definitely, that will change the world, right? Right now, all of these brands have stores in metaverse, so that you can experience with VR, and they will also have AR shops. Where in your home you can try these digital clothes with the help of body tracking and make the purchase decision. Yeah.
That is interesting. But only thing I think ये technology जितनी बढ़ती जा रही है उतना इंसान इंसान से दूर चला जा रहा है. So as I see, people have become more, they like to stay home, they have social anxiety, it plays on their mind because all the time gadgets and all this is not good. So I hope it doesn't come to that we stop interacting with another human being. So I hope it doesn't come to that much.
That might happen, but yeah, I hope that doesn't though. AR, we are mainly trying to use it for good cause right now. Let's say you want to run, go for run every day. So if you wear these AR glasses, there can be a fitness companion cheering you on your way there. It's so good, right? It's helping you achieve your goals. So in that way, you can use AR.
I hope you don't fall while wearing that.
It will be just like normal sunglasses, right?
Acha, like that. Okay.
Normal sunglasses, you're wearing it and you are able to see this new world.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds interesting also.
Yeah. So it's already made, by the way, in Japan.
Oh, is
it's made. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Soham, you asked which tools. I think we wrote all the tools when we were describing. Unless you want a specific question to be answered, please text here on Zoom as you are here also. And sir, what is your views on you in building products for Web3?
Building?
What are your views on UI, UX evolving in building products for Web3?
Yeah, definitely UI UX is needed because if you see Web3 right now, it is overwhelming for people. Oh, what is this new crypto stuff or NFT stuff? It is overwhelming, right? For a normal user.
Right.
So with the help of UI UX, what you're doing is you are making the transition very smooth. You are giving the user a particular path to follow. Oh, you click this, you do this, you fill in this information, and you're designing the path. That is what you're doing. You are designing the path for transition from Web 2, whatever we are in right now is Web 2 to Web 3. Yeah, so UI UX is definitely needed for that. Because if you see Web3 apps, they're very overwhelming. What is this information? What is this gas and everything? You see all
what
of those
Web3? Now. We didn't cover that. What is Web3?
Web3 is right now we have Web3 is mostly decentralized internet. Right now, internet is already decentralized, but how do I tell you that? It's complex a bit. So imagine Web3 as right now we have Facebook, right? So Facebook, all of the data of ours is with Facebook. So in Web3, all of our data will be with ourselves only, and it will be decentralized.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Web3 is mostly crypto and NFT kind of things. That I'm mostly concerned about AR itself, not going into Web3. But yeah.
Soham wants to say something. Soham, you want to say something?
Yeah.
No, I think we have these versions of web. First was Web 1. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Bit distorted.
So yes, the first one was the Web 1 after the .com bubble. It was just a plain website. When the initial days of the when internet was launched, it was just static website. It was just like you searching, okay, what you were searching, like, okay, birthday party images. You are just seeing those content. But when we come to Web 2, which we are in today, we can create content. So today, the gigantic, like multi-billion dollar companies, you take Facebook, Microsoft, these are not creating content. उनको content हम ही दे रहे हैं और उस पे वो लोग पैसे बना रहे हैं. So what will happen in Web 3 is that first, Web 3 is more privacy driven, because in Web 2 we have very serious privacy concerns where people's private data is used to monetize and what we can say, to monetize over and earn over it, which I think Facebook had clash with Apple and all that kind of lawsuit. There is still a lawsuit going on with the courts. So first, it is going to be more privacy driven. Second, it is going to be decentralized. So now we have the information powers. It is with Google, Facebook. So now the power is going to be distributed evenly across all of the users on the internet. So the power will be democratized. There won't be an autocratic control over the technology which we use today. And also in that extension, also we have DAOs also. I think Varun sir must be knowing about DAOs and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, a few of them, two of them. But yeah, mostly there I do the work of AR or creative lead. Not I don't go into technicals of Web3.
Okay. So somebody written AR may AI blockchain needs so much processing power. Already world is in chip shortage. Analog computers for the win. Do you think that will ever happen?
Yeah, I saw this video of analog computers might come back since we are hitting the limit of digital computing, but not sure. Like I do not have much information on that, and mostly AR.
And what's your hardware configuration, Mac or Windows, etc., for game designing?
Yeah, I have a Windows machine with the 8 GB RAM and 8 GB graphics and 64 GB RAM. And yeah, like it's a lot of things. You can DM me on Instagram. I can send you the whole specification.
How sweet. That's very kind of him. So if anybody wants any information besides this, I think we have answered most of the questions. Varun told me that he had set aside 1 hour, and I think we have gone a little past 1 hour.
It's fine.
But I think that should be fine. And so you were telling me in the beginning that, you are so busy trying to find a place and all of it.
A lot of things going on at the same time.
So de-energized, like not really,
But the session was great.
It was good, right? Takes your mind off stuff.
We went to this different experience of life. Yeah.
And I always feel when you meet new people, when you interact, तुम्हारा जो भी problem होता है ना वो side पे चले जाता है और तुम्हारा focus यहीं पे रहता है. So even days like I'm feeling like shit and I come to this कभी-कभी जब मैं English free classes होते हैं या कुछ भी होता है तो मैं आती हूँ और मैं ये सोच कर यार I'm so tired, but then when they ask me questions or they interact, मैम क्या करो आज, जैसे किसी ने बोला नया background है, that itself takes you away from your daily stresses and all that. So I hope you find the right place to move. And luck with your career. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much for having me. It was an amazing experience.
And of course जब course करोगे तो मुझे जरूर बताना. I would like to not learn, मुझसे तो ना हो पाएगा. But I would like to know so I can share also with others.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so much. See everyone. Like if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram is vr7.tech.
I'm following him. If you're following me, follow him. And if you're following him and not following me, follow me. So दोनों को हो जाएगा. Actually आपके पता नहीं कोई आए हैं कि नहीं subscribers या followers, but जिनको free counselling चाहिए, English free सीखना है, soft skills चाहिए, I'm the person to go to. In case you don't have money to pay, I always do things mostly for free. So,
I know. I'm definitely aware of whatever like you do. Like you have a huge contribution in this field.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to help the children. कल जैसे जिसको बुलाया है, he's going to help with banking exams. So I keep trying to help the children today.
It's very good actually.
So I'm trying to find ways. जब तक होगा तब तक होगा. I'm not like into social media and all, but yeah, I love TikTok filters. I think they're far better than the Insta filters.
Yeah.
Because I think
I
Insta
wish
reels
TikTok was
really-
available in India.
I know. I wish too, because it's such a stupid thing. बाकी कितने सारे Chinese things use कर रहे हो तुम इंडिया में? Actually देखा जाए तो, तुम उनके साथ deals भी कर रहे हो, और ये stupid चीज लोगों से लेना.
Yeah, it's good to get ideas, to get inspired in that sense.
Anyway, thank you so much, Varun, for being here. Take care.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Take care.
Okay, people, so I shall make a move. और कल का बैंकिंग एग्जाम पे है, उसके बाद अगर से मेरे पास एनर्जी रहा तो मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन करूंगी. ठीक है. हाय डैनियल, आई जस्ट सॉ दैट. एंड G300, आई एम ग्लैड यू एंजॉयड द सेशन. एंड अपना ध्यान रखो. आई होप ऑल इज गोइंग वेल विथ ऑल ऑफ यू. एंड मंडे को इंग्लिश क्लासेस हैं, और ये वाले मंडे वो नहीं है जो मैंने ऑन द बीम स्टार्ट किया है फॉर ऑल इंट्रोवर्ट्स. People who want to learn communication skills, want to just interact with everyone. It's every first and third Monday of the month. So वो 21st को होगा. ठीक है. एंड आज शाम को मेरा पॉडकास्ट किसी और चैनल पे है, तो आज मैं इतना देर बात नहीं करूंगी तुम लोगों से. कल when I am here, if you have any questions, I'll reply.